All right, guitar players, the age old debate: big amps versus small amps. Which is better? Hi, welcome back to Classic Guitar Rock. I'm Jeremy, and I want to talk about amplifiers today. Just a general discussion on amps. What's better for a gigging musician, big amps or small amps? Now, I've been in both camps. I've never had a full stack. I've had a half stack a couple times. To me, those are big amps. Okay, and they're fun to play. They move a lot of air. They're loud. They're heavy. And some guys still swear by the big amps. I mean, I've seen guys playing in little clubs and at little outdoor things or whatever, and they got the full on half Marshall stack or half, PV stack, whatever it is they're playing, right? And those are fun. Okay. I have over the last, well, as I've gotten older and don't want to carry as much stuff, I have really for the last 10 years or so, I really lean towards small amps. And much of it just has to do with reality. Okay. The reality is I'm 53 years old. Okay. I've resigned myself to the fact that I'm never going to be playing in an arena, right? That's not in the cards for me. So I play, and I don't even play bars. I don't like playing bars. So I play corporate stuff. I play outdoor festivals and private parties and stuff like that. And over the last 10 years, I have absolutely downsized to smaller amps for a couple reasons. They're lighter. They're usually cheaper. Okay. They get a great sound at a lower volume. I'm talking specifically about tube amps right now. We'll talk about solid state versus tube amps in another video, but let's assume I'm comparing tube amp to tube amp, big one, little one. Well, a smaller one, and when I say smaller, not necessarily in size, but in wattage also, obviously it's going to hit that sweet spot at a lower volume. For example, an 8-ounce Champ is going. You can crank that baby up to where you're getting the nice breakup that you like. It's still pretty loud, but nothing like a 50-watt, cranked up. Okay, so you get that nice sound at a lower volume in a smaller package. And speaking of Champs, I've actually gigged with a Champ. Stick a mic in front of it. It's not loud enough on its own to keep up with the drummer, but stick a mic in front of it and use the PA. And that's been my philosophy. Use your PA. Stick a mic in front of your amp. Use a small amp because you can control it better. You don't have to crank it so loud. It's smaller. It's just way easier with the small amp. And I've got a couple amps. As far as the tube amps that I gig with, my newest amp is actually, it's the second one I've owned, is a Princeton Reverb reissue. So what's a Princeton, let's see, is that 18 watts? I think they're like 18 watts, 10-inch speaker. And it's a great little amp, sounds great. And surprisingly, it's not, and I say this as a good thing, it's not super loud, which means I can crank it at home without, ruining the relationship with my family and my neighbors, right? But stick a mic in front of it and it sounds great. And you know what? It's awesome with effects. It's a great pedal platform. The problem with the Champ, there's a lot of difference between an 8-inch speaker and a 10-inch speaker. Okay. A 10-inch speaker sounds like a real speaker. Okay. An 8-inch, they still sound kind of little and boxy. So I like it at least a 10-inch speaker, and that wattage, 18 watts, is about perfect. Now, another amp I have, and I'm going to do videos on all of these because they're great little amps. They were made in the 80s. Technically, I think this is the end of what they call the Rivera era at Fender. I have the little Champ 12, which is a tiny little enclosure, but a full-size 12-inch speaker in it. and it's 12 watts and it's tube. That's a great Gigan amp. I mean, it's tiny, but still got it's smaller. If I showed you, compared the two, the Princeton and the Champ 12, the Champ 12 is a lot smaller, but it's got a bigger speaker in it. The overdrive channel is crappy, but the clean sound is nice, Fender clean. Similar to the Princeton. Not quite as nice as the Princeton, but pretty nice. And again, a great pedal platform. Plug your pedals in. Nice, small package. You don't have to crank it loud. I'm using my PA for volume, right? I need enough volume for my amp that I hear myself on stage, right? Everything else is going through the PA out front. So you know where I'm going here. Smaller's better, guys. Smaller's more practical. I think you get a better sound. The reality of gigging means you don't want to cart around a 4x12 cabinet and a big head. Okay. Take a little amp, stick a mic up to it, and it'll sound just as big as the stack. Stacks are fun. They move a lot of air. You can impress your teenage friends, but a smaller amp, in my mind, is a much better way to go. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks so much for watching Classic Guitar Rock. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.